Hey everyone, and welcome to the Women of War podcast, where we dive into the untold stories of women's bravery, struggles, and resilience in the midst of conflict. I am your host, Megan, and together we'll explore the powerful narratives of women who've stood on the front lines, those who have been caught in the crossfires, and the lasting impact war has had on their lives. From ancient warriors to modern day heroes, we'll uncover the roles women have played in shaping history throughout war and peace. So grab your headphones and let's embark on this journey to hear the voices of women who fought battles both seen and unseen. Get ready for an eye-opening experience on the Women of War podcast. On this episode, I will be covering two different women who decided to hang up their dresses and petticoats and trade them in for pants in combat. The first lady we'll be discussing is Sarah Edmonds. I want to share with you the remarkable story of Sarah Edmonds, a woman whose bravery and resilience left an incredible mark on history. Born in 1841 in Canada, Sarah grew up in a time when societal norms dictated strict roles for women. But Sarah was not content to conform to these expectations. From a young age, she exhibited a spirit of independence and adventure that would shape the course of her life. At age 16, Sarah fled her home to escape an arranged marriage. She adopted the name Franklin Thomason and embarked on a journey that would lead her to the heart of one of the most tumultuous periods in American history, the Civil War. In 1861, with the war raging across the United States, Sarah saw an opportunity to fulfill her desire for adventure and her longing to contribute to a cause greater than herself. Disguising herself as a man, she enlisted in the 2nd Michigan Infantry Regiment under her alias Franklin Thomason. Sarah's time in the military was nothing short of extraordinary. Despite the physical and emotional challenges she faced as a woman living as a man in a male-dominated environment, she provided for herself to be a skilled and dedicated soldier, serving primarily as a nurse. She tended to the wounded and sick with compassion and bravery. But Sarah's contributions to the war effort went beyond nursing. She also served as a spy, using her disguise to infiltrate Confederate territory and gather valuable intelligence for the Union Army. Her courage and resourcefulness saved countless lives and helped turn the tide in the war in the favor of the Union. In addition to her nursing and espionage work, Sarah also took on the role of a male field hospital orderly, further solidifying her reputation as a capable and fearless soldier. Throughout her time in the military, Sarah kept a detailed journal of her experiences, documenting the trials and triumphs of her life on the front lines. After the war, she published her memoir titled Nurse and Spy in the Union Army, which offered first-hand accounts of her remarkable journey. But Sarah's story doesn't end with the Civil War. After the conflict, she struggled to reestablish into society as a woman. For years, she continued to live as Franklin Thompson, fearing the repercussions of revealing her true identity. It wasn't until years later that Sarah finally shed her disguise and reclaimed her femininity. In 1884, she was officially recognized by the U.S. government for her service during the war and was granted a military pension. Despite receiving recognition for her bravery, Sarah's later years were marked by hardships and adversity. She battled chronic health issues and financial difficulties, but through it all, she remained resilient and determined. Sarah Edmonds passed away in 1898, but her legacy lives on. She paved the way for future generations of women in military, providing that courage knows no gender and that the human spirit is capable of overcoming even the greatest obstacles. Sarah's story is a testament of her power and courage, resilience, and determination. Her remarkable journey served as inspiration to us all, reminding that no dream is too big and no obstacle is too great to overcome. The next extraordinary woman we'll be talking about today is Malinda Blalock. Malinda Blalock was born Malinda Catherine Lowry, entering the world on July 15th, 1839, in North Carolina. She was the daughter of Eli and Nancy and grew up in the rural Appalachian regions of northern Carolina. Malinda's early life was marked by the rugged beauty and challenges of mountain living. She came of age in a time when the Appalachian region was still relatively isolated and life revolved around farming, hunting, and the close-knit community bonds that formed the fabric of mountain society. From a young age, Malinda displayed a fierce independence and determination to forge her own path in life. Despite the limited opportunities available to women in her time, Malinda refused to be confined by the traditional roles assigned to her gender. She possessed a sharp intellect and a thirst for knowledge that set her apart from her peers. Growing up in the tumultuous years leading up to the Civil War, Malinda witnessed firsthand the deep divisions that tore the nation apart. The question of slavery and states' rights loomed large in the nation's consciousness, and the specter of war cast a shadow over the land. It was against this backdrop of uncertainty and unrest that Malinda's journey began to unfold. In the years leading up to the outbreak of hostilities, she met and fell in love with a young man named Keith Blalock. Their bond was strong, forged in the fires of shared hardships and mutual respect. As tensions between the North and South reached a boiling point, Keith made the fatal decision to enlist in the Confederate Army. Unwilling to be separated from her beloved, Malinda made a bold and daring choice. She would follow him into battle, disguised as a man. Thus began Malinda's remarkable journey, marked by courage, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to her beliefs. From the verdant hills of her Appalachian home to the blood-soaked fields of war-torn battlefields, she would leave an incredible mark on history and inspire generations to come. Malinda's early life, shaped by the rugged landscape and rugged individualism of the Appalachian regions, laid the foundation for the extraordinary woman she would become. Her upbringing instilled in her a sense of resilience, independence, and determination that would serve her well in the trials and tribulations that lay ahead. In an era marked by strife and division, she rose above the constraints imposed upon her by society and embraced a path less traveled, a path that led her to the heart of one of the greatest conflicts in American history, the Civil War. It was during this tumultuous period that Malinda's spirit truly shone. Alongside her husband Keith, she enlisted in the Confederate Army, assuming the identity of Samuel Blalock. Together, they marched into battle, side by side, their hearts filled with a sense of duty and honor that knew no bounds. But Malinda's contributions to the Confederate cause extended beyond the battlefield. Recognizing her intelligence, resourcefulness, and unwavering dedication, Confederate commanders soon enlisted her as a spy, entrusting her with crucial tasks of gathering intellect behind enemy lines. Disguised as a man, Malinda ventured into the heart of enemy territory, risking her life and limb to gather vital information that provided instrumental in shaping the course of numerous military operations. Her courage in the face of danger and her ability to outmaneuver the enemy earned her the admiration and respect of her comrades and commanders alike. After the war, Malinda's remarkable story continued to inspire generations. But Malinda's journey was not without its hardships. The life of a soldier was grueling and unforgiving, marked by long marches, harsh conditions, and constant threat of injury or death. Yet, through it all, Malinda remained resilient, her spirit unbroken by the trials and tribulations of war. After the war, Malinda's remarkable story continued to inspire generations. Her courage and resilience in the face of adversity served as a beacon of hope for all who heard her tale. She became a symbol of defiance against injustice and oppression, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit has the power to triumph over adversity. Today, as we reflect on her life and legacy of Malinda Blalock, let us not only remember her as fearless warrior, but also as a pioneer who challenged the conventions of her time and blazed a trail for future generations of women. Let us draw inspiration from her extraordinary journey and strive to emulate her courage, determination, and unwavering commitment to freedom and justice for all. In honoring Malinda, we not only honor her memory, but also the countless unsung heroes whose sacrifice and contribution have shaped the course of history. May her legacy continue to inspire us to stand up for what is right and never falter in the face of adversity. My thoughts. Both of these women decided to dress up and as men and join the military and then fight in the same conflict, the Civil War. They both were used as spies because their leaders saw their intellect and praised them for it, and because of that they helped save numerous lives because of the intelligence they uncovered their time as spies, but also helped shape history. And I find it interesting that both of them still stayed dressed up as men while they were spies, and that they both were pointed out for their intellect and given the opportunity to spy. I think that is really, for one, cool, but also interesting that both of these women were used to help further the agenda of both sides and help win the war for one side and also help save lives and create battle strategies and things like that. I really do think that is really cool, and it speaks volumes for who they were. But yeah. This is Megan signing off with Women of War Podcast. Don't forget to like, love, subscribe, comment, all those things. It really does help the podcast grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all.